I think that I will just go ahead and get started. So, as I mentioned, as you join, please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what your name is, where you're tuning in from, so that I can kind of get to know you and feel like I'm talking to actual people instead of talking out to the void. But for those of you who don't know me, which is all of you, I'm Emma Roberts. I'm a full-time freelance copywriter, and I work for myself just like a lot of you guys do. I run my own copywriting business. I work primarily with female-focused e-commerce businesses like yours, and I help people sell their products through writing. I write all kinds of things. I write blog posts, product descriptions, website copy, social media ads, social captions, all that good stuff. But even though there are kind of like certain strategies that apply to all of these different types of content, kind of the thing that all of these things have in common is that they write to sell, right? Their primary purpose is to get the word out about products, kind of build a name for yourself online, and speak directly to your target customers. I'm a strong believer in the power of writing, and I really do believe that good writing can absolutely make you money, and bad writing can absolutely lose you business. And so as I was thinking about how I would fill an hour chatting with you all about writing, which is literally what I do all day, every day, I felt a little bit overwhelmed, like not because I'd have trouble filling an hour, but because there's seriously so much I could talk about. But I've decided that rather on focusing on a specific kind of content, like blog posts or social media captions, things like that, I'm going to talk about more general copywriting and marketing principles. So these kind of ideas and strategies will probably be most useful to you when you're talking about your products, whether that's in a social media caption or in your product descriptions, or even when you're talking about your products in person. We're going to be talking about kind of the way you talk about your products, and how to talk about them in a way that makes people super stoked to buy them. Anyway, that being said, please feel free to comment any questions you have as I talk, even if it's not super related. I'm here for you, so I want to talk about things that are going to be useful to you. So, writing to sell is less about being a really strong writer and more about knowing what to focus on. So I want you to think about writing to sell as less about writing, which can be a little scary, and I think a lot of people kind of have like anxiety surrounding writing because they don't think that they're very good at it. So less about writing and more about communicating. What you're doing when you're writing about your products, when you're writing to sell, is you are communicating value to the people that you've identified as people that would actually benefit from all the awesome things that you're doing and the awesome things that you're selling. So let's get right into it. If you'd like, go ahead and grab a piece of paper or a pencil, or just open up a little, an extra little window next to me of notes, and I'll get into my top writing tips to help you write to sell. So my number one tip that is just like, it's the number one thing that I do when I sit down to write for a new client, and the number one thing that I think everyone should do, is I get really specific about who I'm writing to and who I'm selling to. So that involves figuring out exactly who your target audience is and what they want to know about what it is that you're selling, what sort of things matter to them, what their wants and desires and needs are, what sort of problems they're looking to solve through clothing or through the sort of products that you sell. And once you know who you're talking to, that really makes it so you have a better idea of what to say and how to say it. So if you sell products that you think that your best friend would love, if you think your best friend is an awesome example of the kind of person that would buy your products, whether it's jewelry or clothing or whatever, write as though you're talking to her. You probably wouldn't say something like, hey, major closing sale blowout, buy now while you can. You'd probably say something like, hey, I know that, like, I think that this would look so cute on you. Here's what I love about it. And so, like, you should get it. It's just kind of a more casual, friendly, fun tone, because that's what, I mean, I'd rather read something like that that feels like it's talking directly to me than something else that seems like it's shouting at me. Basically, people want to be talked to, not at. They want to feel understood. They want to feel like they can trust you. And they don't really love feeling like they're just being sold to, or that they're just being treated as a way for you to make money, right? I mean, I don't like that. And I feel like a lot of people can see right through that sort of writing. So what you say is important, but so is how you say it. So whenever I approach a new writing project, here is what I set out to find out about the company. Number one, I try to figure out what voice they want me to write in. So do they want to come across as someone who's really super professional and formal? Do they want to seem sophisticated and high end? Do they want to seem like your best friend who's just kind of more conversational and chatty and maybe a little bit witty, maybe who jokes with you? Do they want to seem, you get my point. There are a lot of different ways you can kind of describe the voice that you want to accomplish. And once you've figured out, okay, I want to be a super savvy kind of person that anybody can trust, and I'll talk to them like they're my best friend. Now you have a foundation for how to move forward and how you want all of your communications to sound. The second thing that I set out to understand is their target audience. So I already mentioned this a little bit, but I like to get super specific. It's not enough for me to just go, oh, it's any women size small to XXL, which are the sizes that my boutique carries, who are interested in fashion. That's not specific enough. What I try to do is I'll kind of create like this person in my head that's who I'm writing all of this stuff to. So I'll answer questions like, where do they usually shop aside from my own boutique? What do they usually spend on a t-shirt? What brands do they follow on social? How old are they? All of those kind of questions can really inform the way that you write and what it is that you have to say. And then the last thing that I try to get really specific about is what the product is. So specifics about the offer, the price point, the features, and the benefits. And if you don't already know those things about your business, if you don't already have a good idea of the voice that you want to portray, the audience that you're speaking to, and the product that you're selling, honestly, you shouldn't start writing anything yet. You've got to start there. You've got to figure out kind of the basics of your business, and then you can start writing in a way that sells them, that's authentic to your brand, and that makes people actually want to buy those things. So all of this may not seem extremely applicable to writing. It's kind of more like general marketing principles, right? Like figuring out who you're selling to. That doesn't have, or may not feel like it has a whole lot to do with what you're typing, the words that you put on a page. But it totally is. And the other day I actually had a great example of kind of seeing that in action. So the other day I met up with a friend for lunch, and I complimented her light pink sweatshirt. And she told me, she was like, oh my gosh, I love this sweatshirt. It's so comfy. I've washed it a few times and it hasn't pilled. And I love these little side slits because it makes it cute enough to wear over my jeans or over the top of my workout clothes. And after hearing those things from her, from a person who I trusted, who knew basically the kind of things that I actually look for in a piece of clothing, I was sold. I went home and I bought that exact same sweatshirt. So, I mean, basically she knew her audience. She knew what I valued. She knew that I was someone who loves cozy sweatshirts, who cares about clothing that lasts, and who wants something that I'll actually wear all the time. And she was one of those same people. And it worked on me. I went out and bought the same sweatshirt, and you can achieve the same thing through writing. So let's move on to kind of specific strategies. My hair just went crazy. Let's move on to specific strategies on how you can talk about your products in a way that sells. So this will likely be mainly applicable to product descriptions or social media captions where you're talking about your products. Anyway, so just to kind of clarify something, when I'm talking about sales writing or writing that sells, that doesn't mean that you just have to fill it up with different buzzwords like buy fast or limited time offer or 50% off everything. It doesn't mean that you just have to go like talk about sales all the time or talk about money all the time. What I mean is using words to communicate value in a way that resonates with your customer and convinces them to buy. So you don't have to be a used car salesman in order to sell your products. You just have to understand your customer and show them through writing how your products will make their life better. Because honestly, that's all we really want. We don't go set out to buy something just because we want to support a business or just because we want to spend money. Sometimes we do, but not very often. We buy something because we believe that it will make our lives better, or it'll make us prettier, or make us feel more confident, all of those things. And so that goes into kind of the first major principle, which is that you want to write about benefits, not just features, because people buy benefits, not features. So to kind of illustrate this, let's use the example of a crew neck sweatshirt. Say that I own my own boutique and I want to sell a cute sweatshirt. Oh, I should have had one on hand. I don't, and you guys probably would have been better at that than me. You would have been more prepared with your clothing to show. Anyway, that's okay. So a crew neck sweatshirt. Let's say that it's made of 100% cotton. Telling a customer that it's made of 100% cotton is good. That is a positive. But explaining to them what 100% cotton means to them and how that will benefit them is much better. So if you take a sweatshirt and you tell them that it's so soft, you'll feel like you're in your PJs all day and you won't be desperate to change into comfy clothes right when you get home. That is an awesome benefit of buying this 100% cotton sweatshirt. And then to use another example, let's say that this sweatshirt is machine washable. Machine washable is good, but explaining that it won't shrink in the wash and you'll be able to wear it for years to come and it will never pill or kind of go down in quality, that's better because that explains to them that they're purchasing something that's long lasting and that might even save them money down the road. And then say it's a light gray sweatshirt, explaining that it's light gray is good. It lets them know, what exactly it is that they're getting. But saying something more along the lines of, this is flattering on every skin tone with a shade of gray that won't wash you out and goes with literally everything is better. Because that way, you know that you're getting a sweatshirt that, makes you prettier and is easy to pair with all of your other clothes. And if it's easy to pair with your other clothes, that means that you're going to be able to get more use out of it than if you could only wear it every once in a while. So that kind of sums up the difference between benefits and features. And this is, honestly, this is a really solid copywriting trick that all the pros use. If you look at, any of those e-commerce websites that you kind of look up to and want to be like when you grow up, you'll notice a ton of this. Rather than just kind of explaining what the product is, they go further and they explain how the product will help you, how the product will benefit you. And kind of it's answering the question, well, what's in it for me? Because as humans, we're all a little bit selfish. We're all kind of out to see, well, if I'm going to spend money on this, I better be getting a really good thing in return, right? So let's go ahead and practice the kind of benefits versus features thing again, because I think that this is a really important thing to grasp. And again, it doesn't really have much to do with being a good, grammatically correct, beautiful writer, right? It's all about understanding your products, understanding your audience, and presenting them in a way that shows them how awesome this is. So I was thinking that we could use a product from Supplied to illustrate this one. So here I just sent along a link of a Supplied bath bomb. So if you want to, you can look at it and kind of practice with me and start to think about what kind of things you could say about this bath bomb if you were to sell it in your store, right? So, and also just to make things easier, we'll use the purple bath bomb, the lavender bath bomb. Okay, so if I were to list out the features of this bath bomb, I might say things like it's scented, right? It's multicolored. I mean, it is. It's circle shaped. It's, you know, it looks like it's got a little bit of decoration of like flowers on top. It's made with lavender. So that's just kind of describing what the actual product is, right? But now if we go deeper, so what is the benefit of this bath bomb being scented? Well, you might say that it allows you to relax more deeply and decompress after a long day. I happen to know that lavender is known for making people feel less stressed, and it often even makes people feel more relaxed at the end of a long day and makes them sleep better. So you could emphasize that. You could say this bath bomb, you know, put this bath bomb in the bathtub right before you go to sleep, and it will help you decompress after a long day and sleep better. You could say that it'll make your bathroom smell good, and that's definitely a benefit because bathrooms are not known for smelling great. Now, if we take that it's multicolored and circle shaped, not super, like, that's not a super obvious thing that you can pull a benefit out of, but maybe you could say something like, it'll look great on the side of your bathtub before you use it. It's like a cute kind of decoration piece, things like that. And then if we take the last feature that I identified, which is that it's infused with real lavender, again, you can kind of go into the benefits of lavender and also talk about what that will do for your skin. You can say something like high quality natural materials will leave your skin feeling clean, smooth, and exfoliated. So after, you know, now that we've done this kind of exercise with this one product, we went from saying, here, if you buy this, you will have a bath ball, right? To saying, if you buy this bath ball, you're not just going to have a bath ball. You're going to have deeper relaxation, better sleep, less stress, a prettier bathroom that smells amazing, and smoother, softer skin. And when you're selling those kind of benefits, I mean, I think that I would be more likely to pay money for those things than just for a bath bomb. Because if it's just any old bath bomb, you know, I can get it anywhere. But if you kind of convince me on, you know, why I want to buy this, why I need this, and all of the awesome things that will come after I use it, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll buy this. So that's benefits and features. I'm talking kind of fast, but this is just kind of, I mean, it's who I am. If I was writing, it would be much prettier and more thought out, but I'm not. I'm talking live and I've never done this before. So going into the second strategy that I like to use when I talk about products in a way that makes people want to buy them. So the first one is benefits and features that we just went over. And the second one is use cases. So it's kind of a jargony way to say it, but essentially what you're doing when you're highlighting use cases is you're painting the picture. You're helping people envision not only what this product is, but how they'll use it. Because if you can get somebody to picture how this thing is going to fit into their actual life, and if you can get someone starting to think, oh, like maybe I could wear this pair of earrings with this or this or this, you've won half the battle. If they're picturing themselves owning it, they're probably going to buy it. And so you can help paint that picture for them. And I'll go over a few examples on how you can go about using use cases. So let's say you have a piece. Well, here, I actually do have a prop just because it's on my desk. Say that you have these blue light glasses. Okay, so blue light glasses. Lots of people, I mean, they do have a purpose, right? They're cute, they're stylish, but they also have a purpose. So if I wanted to help one of my customers kind of envision themselves with these blue light glasses, I might say something like, these glasses are great for long days when you're spending all day on Zoom calls and staring at a computer screen all day. So it's kind of obvious, like it's not like nobody could guess that that's what blue light glasses are for. But when you get specific and when you literally just like outline exactly how it could fit into their life, it just makes it easier for them to picture it and to start thinking about how it would fit into their everyday routine. For jewelry, let's say that you're selling a pair of dangly earrings from Supplied. There are all kinds of use cases you could give for that. You could give outfit ideas. You could say something like, these earrings are perfect for dressing up a simple white t-shirt and a pair of jeans. Or you could say, these formal, like, show-stopping earrings are great for a night on the town with your best girlfriends. Or you could kind of go the more flirty route and say something like, these will grab that hot guy at the bar's attention from across the room. I don't know. There are literally limitless possibilities when it comes to like how you could possibly use this product in everyday life. And the one that you'll want to highlight definitely depends on who your target audience is, right? But you can kind of start brainstorming and getting creative. Like how is my ideal customer really going to use this? So let's say your ideal customer is a young mom of, 2 kids. Maybe you don't want to say, this pair of earrings is going to capture some guy's attention from across the bar because maybe she's married or maybe she's not interested in dating, and that won't sell her on these pair of earrings, right? But you could say something like, they're durable so that, if your kids pull on them, they won't break. You could say something like, they're comfortable, they're lightweight, you won't even remember that you have them on when you wear them all day at home. All kinds of things. So that is use cases. Basically, the purpose of benefits and features is to explain how this will make their life better. The purpose of use cases is to help them envision this product in their everyday life. And if you can do both of those things, you're in good shape, because if someone believes that this product will make their life better and they believe that they'll actually use it, I mean, that's great. That's really solid. Then you've just got to, close the sale and hope that it takes. Okay, so I haven't heard from any of you guys yet, which is okay. I feel like if I was watching a Facebook Live right now, I probably wouldn't really be commenting either. But I would love it if you would go ahead and go in the comments, tell me your name. Let me know if you have any questions about the things that I just talked about, or if there are any specific things that I can help you out with. I'm talking faster than I thought I would. I still have plenty to say, but I would love to just be able to kind of cater this to your needs. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Sarah just told me that there are lots of comments. I can't see any comments, so let's see if I see one comment. Oh dear. Well, brief little commercial break. This is not a commercial, but just to ask Sarah. No, I don't see them. Okay, I see exactly 2 comments from Raina. Thank you. That's super nice of you. There's 6. Oh my gosh, Sarah told me there's 60 plus comments. Well, thanks guys. Sorry that I called you out and said that you weren't talking to me. I guess you were. Okay. Well, I do see the most recent comments, so I can at least speak to those. So, I don't know what to do about that, but we're just gonna move forward. It looks like I'm seeing recent comments. So if you asked a question earlier on, maybe ask it again. Ooh. Well, okay. That was a cute little hiccup, but we're just gonna move forward. Sorry, I can't see all of your comments, but I'm trying. So, I see one question, and that is from Leslie. Hi, Leslie. It looks like your profile picture is you on your wedding day. Gorgeous. So she asked if I have any recommendations for writing Facebook ads. Yes, I do. So a lot of the same things that I explained still apply, because the thing about Facebook ads is you don't even have the advantage of like knowing, well, okay. So a lot of the time when you're writing an email or even a product description often, or social media captions, your customers already kind of have a decent idea of who you are, right? They've been following you, they've been subscribing to your emails. Chances are they've heard of you before. When you're writing Facebook ads, you don't usually have that luxury. And so you have just like kind of a split second to establish who you are, what your products are, and kind of why they'll benefit them. So my advice for writing Facebook ads is, oh man, I have so much. But just kind of more specific advice is keep in mind that when you're writing a Facebook ad, a lot of the time you'll only see a really small amount of copy unless you click read more, right? I think that it's something like 100 characters, which is not very much. So it's okay to have you can have a Facebook ad that's pretty long form. You can write something that's long, but keep in mind that a lot of people will only see the very first part. And so you want to write something that will kind of capture their attention. And so you want to make sure that you're speaking directly to them, that you might want to ask a question, let them know right away what it is that is so awesome about whatever product it is that you're promoting. And yeah, personally, when it comes to Facebook ads, I think that there's a lot of experimentation involved, because every company is different. The audiences that you're targeting may want different things than the audience a different boutique is targeting, right? And so my advice also with running Facebook ads is to try a few different things out. So Facebook makes it really easy to test multiple different ads with multiple different captions at the same time. And so you might want to try out writing an ad that has a really short caption that's really just something that's just like, you've never felt a sweatshirt as soft as this, like see what we're talking, like see what all the hype is about, with a link. You might want another one that maybe it starts that way, but then it goes a lot deeper into how your company offers free shipping and why you started this, and what maybe testimonials of what other people are saying, things like that. And again, you know, if you were hiring me to write your things, I would go a lot deeper than this, but I'm just kind of trying to scratch the surface and give you some ideas of what to try. But honestly, that kind of gets me into another, I think a really important point when it comes to writing for your business. And that is just to try things out. A lot of the time, one of the things that I love about copywriting, which is just kind of a fancy way of saying sales writing, is that you actually can see results. Like when it comes to something like your logo, which is super important, don't get me wrong. But it's hard to trace the results of your logo. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, maybe if somebody bought a product from you, you can't say it's because your logo was super good, necessarily. Maybe it was, you don't know. But when it comes to writing, you can tie it directly back to that value. So if I write a social media post with a caption and I ask a question like, which do you prefer, high-waisted jeans or low-rise jeans? I can trace how many likes that caption got. I can see how many comments it got. I can see how many people actually answered the question and engaged with it the way that I wanted them to. I can see the reach that post got. There are a lot of results that I can track. And again, I mean, it's not 100% to do with the caption, because there are other factors at play, like the picture you posted, things like that. But it's a lot to do with the caption. And same goes for email newsletters. You can track how many people actually opened your email, and that might be directly tied to the email subject line you used. You can track how many people clicked on a link in your email, all kinds of things. Okay, Sarah sent me another message, probably about comments that I can't see. Oh, video is frozen. Oh, that's worse. Okay, well, Let me know if the video is frozen. I probably won't be able to see your comments anyway, but yeah. I'll like pause for a sec. Maybe, yeah, I'll pause for a sec, see if maybe the video gets back on. And if it doesn't, you know what? I'm just gonna press forward and we'll see if I can figure out how to see more comments. I don't get why I can't. Yeah, Leslie totally summed this up. Can you tell that I have a lot to say? You ask, like, I'm trying to answer one question, like how to write better Facebook ads, and I like launch into a 10-minute explanation. But Leslie summed it up perfectly. This is a great copywriting example of being succinct, concise. She said, for Facebook ads, write an attention-grabbing headline with a benefit. True, yes, do it. I think that you'll see great results. I'd say that and then test. See if that works out, see if longer captions work out. Cool. Okay, let's see what Sarah has to say. Oh, it's back now. Oh, good. Alrighty. So, moving on to some more just overall good practices when it comes to writing to sell. Oh, I got another. Okay, yeah, nice. Sarah also did a nice little a good comment, just like summing up what I said about email newsletters. The email subject line totally matters. You could write the most beautiful, convincing, amazing email that has like a 90% off discount code inside. But if nobody opens it, nobody reads it, it's not going to do anything. Okay. Chantel Stewart said, I'm seeing comments now. That's cool. I find asking questions in posts and ads to your audience. It gets them to talk and attracts them to your product or ad. For instance, with the bath bombs question, need to relax after a long day's work. Are you tired and stressing a lot, etc.? You are so right. That was actually something that I was going to touch on a little bit later. It's way better. This kind of goes back to you want to talk to your audience, not at your audience. And if you're talking to someone, it's like you're writing like you're one half of a conversation. If they're engaging with you, whether it's like by clicking or by commenting, or if it's just like nodding along in their head, that is really awesome because it means that you're creating a relationship with them. And when someone has a relationship with a brand, when they feel connected to that brand, when they feel like whoever the, nameless, faceless person who's writing this product description has said this, they are going to feel more like supporting that person by buying from them. Also, Leslie said, good thing about Facebook ads is you can run ads for as little as $5 per ad per day. Also very true. Facebook ads are cool because you can test different things out and it's a really low investment. And even if it doesn't necessarily lead to like loads of sales as you're just experimenting with different captions, things like that, it can teach you what works on kind of a smaller scale, so you're ready to invest more on a larger scale. Someone asked me what site I'm selling on. Maybe that wasn't to me, but either way, this seems like a great little chance to reintroduce myself. I don't have my own boutique website. I am a full-time freelance copywriter. And so I have a lot of experience writing for boutiques like yours, e-commerce stores like yours, and selling their products, whether it's through website copy or product descriptions or things like that. But the difference between me and you is that I sell things for other people and you're writing things to sell your own things. Maybe one day I'll be as brave as you guys and open my own store or something, who knows. But for now, the main thing we have in common is just that we have a goal of writing to sell. For me, it's so that people will pay me. And for you, it's so people will pay you by buying your products. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. I don't see comments anymore. That's fine. So, another tip. I just basically wrote a whole long list of tips, so that's what this is. My next tip is to invite. So, the thing about humans like me and you is that we rarely do anything unless we're asked to or told to. And I mean, it's just how we are. And so I know that it can feel a little awkward sometimes being bold about the products you sell. It can be hard to say things like, buy this now, or like, you'll love this, or, you know, buy it, please. But honestly, it makes a big difference. And you, if you have identified an audience that will genuinely benefit from the products you sell, and or the services you provide, or even just like the brand experience you provide, you don't need to feel embarrassed. You don't need to feel nervous about asking them to buy it, because you're doing them a favor. You are providing them all the benefits that we talked about. You are, making life easier for them. You're making them happier, making them feel more confident. If you genuinely believe those things and you've identified the right audience, then you should be totally comfortable with feeling bold enough to invite them to buy things from you. Because, I mean, you can think about yourself. Like, have you ever bought something that made your life like a zillion times better? I'll show you something from my desk. This candle. This is my work candle. When I'm sitting here working at my desk and I'm feeling like totally blah and like I just like wish that the workday was over, which it happens sometimes, not all the time. I light that candle and it makes me happy and it smells amazing, and I feel more productive. That's probably not actually true. It probably does not affect my productivity at all, but it feels like I do, or it feels like it does. So for me, I'm really glad that Target decided to sell this candle, because it made my life better. And so, that was a bit of a tangent. I didn't write any of that stuff down, but it's cool. Let's see. Okay, I'll go off on this little tangent now. Yeah, right to invite. Oh, so snappy. Sarah, gorgeous copywriting. The rhyming, beautiful. Right to invite. You'll be able to remember that one. Okay. Raina asked how you contact me for hire. That is so nice. So you can, I guess that I'll just answer some questions about my business overall. But first, I'll just say, if you would like to work with me, if you'd like to hire me, you can feel free to DM me, or you can email me. I'll put my email in the comments. I get a lot of my work through like kind of what's the word? Like freelancing websites like Upwork. And well, I was going to mention this too. So it's really great to have a basic knowledge of how to write to sell, right? Because the thing about running an e-commerce business is pretty much all of your communications are virtual. All of your communications. I mean, you do you'll do Facebook Lives, you'll do some video content, things like that. But for the most part, you're going to be interacting with customers via email, responding back to comments, writing social media captions, all of those sort of things. And so it's really great to have like kind of a foundation knowledge of these principles. However, if you feel at all overwhelmed, or if you aren't really sure, if you're not very confident in your writing skills, things like that, I totally recommend hiring it out. As a business owner, you've got a zillion things to think about. I assume that a lot of you are running one-woman shows. Maybe you have like a few employees you can rely on too, and kind of like split the workload. But this is a great thing to hire out if you don't feel very confident in it, and it can absolutely pay off. Because just like I was saying that writing is something where you can really track the results. I mean, think about the effect that an incredible product description can have on your business. If you don't have a product description and this product isn't selling, and then you invest some money for somebody to write you an amazing product description that makes everyone who reads it want to buy it, I mean, that's just a ton of money in your pocket. So writing is important. That is the moral of that story. Yeah, Raina's a one-woman show. So am I. So I think it's so awesome what you guys are doing, by the way. I just think that when you take a step towards your dreams, whether that is to open a boutique or to grow your boutique to new heights or anything like that, amazing things happen, because when you start moving, you know, all kinds of opportunities come in your way. And if you don't make a move, a lot of them never will. So I guess I don't really need to tell you guys that, because you're all like making moves and doing awesome things, but just to make you feel good. Okay. Another note that I had written down, another suggestion, is to download Grammarly. So maybe you've heard of Grammarly before, maybe you haven't. Here, I'll set up right. I don't know what I'm doing. Grammarly is awesome. It is a free plugin. I believe there's a paid version too. I don't use it. I just use the free one, and it's awesome. Here, I'll put this on just www.grammarly.com. Grammarly is a plugin that is basically like spell check and a grammar check and like even just like a better writing check all in one. And so it's really important to know all of these principles on like how to talk about your products better. But honestly, if your writing has a bunch of spelling errors or even just like typos or just like grammatical errors, sometimes that'll turn some people off and make your business look a little less professional, right? And Grammarly is, geez, I should be sponsored for this, right? But I'm not like selling the paid app or anything. But it's just a really useful tool that I found to be awesome. So it's good for emails, just everything. Yeah, Sarah's got it. We've all got it. It's like, it's just a little, oh, Leslie's got it. So great, I'm preaching to the choir. We've all just already got it. But I guess that what you can still take away from this is just like, use tools like that to your advantage, because, I mean, we've got them for a reason. And, yep. So, anyway, let's see. Those are a lot of like the kind of main broader principles that I wanted to make sure that I talked about. To sum up, really just understanding your audience, talking about products in a way that actually matters to them and benefits them, which including, you know, highlighting benefits over features, talking about specific use cases for each of these products, as well as just trying things out, making sure that you invite people consistently, being bold about what's so awesome about your business and your products and all those things. Oh, actually, I did have one more thing. But what I was going to tell you is if you have comments, the time is now. If I can read them. Who knows if I can? Maybe not. But if you have any questions, I should have a little bit of time to just like address those towards the end, because I only have one more like major tip, which is, get excited. The last major thing that I think could be really helpful to you guys is to make sure that you tell the story. So, what is it that sets your boutique apart from every other boutique out there? For some companies, the most unique thing about their business is the product. Maybe they've spent years like perfecting this product and like there's nothing else like it out there. And you know, it's super unique and super, you know, just like you can't get it anywhere else. That's why you have to go with us. But that probably isn't the case for you, right? For other companies compete on the lowest price. You don't want to do that, because as a small business, you know, the bigger businesses just like can operate on razor thin margins, and they're fine. You know, Amazon can sell something and make like 50 cents off of it and still be doing great. So you're not competing on price. You're not competing on like even necessarily uniqueness of each individual product, even though I'm sure that you've got a lot of amazing unique products. What sets you apart is you and your story and your brand. So whether or not you're the face of your business, maybe you're not. Maybe it is more your brand and how you present kind of what your company is and who it helps. So there are a lot of ways that you can tell the story of your business, a lot of kind of opportunities for you to do so. One major and kind of like more obvious place to do so is your about page. So your about page on your website is a great opportunity to kind of, again, create that connection with your customer, make her feel like she actually knows who you are. And yeah, Leslie just said, as a small business, you can offer better customer service and the customer doesn't just feel like a number. She's absolutely right. Like I wasn't trying to say that there's like only one thing that sets you apart from every other business. There are lots of things. There are a lot of reasons why it's awesome to support a small business, but you've got to tell people. You've got to tell people what those reasons are. And so like you can't just assume that people will guess. You can't just go, oh, this looks like think that people will go, oh, this looks like a one-woman show. Therefore, that means that they will care more about me and offer me better customer service. You know, you've got to assume that people won't guess positively. I don't know where I was going with that. You've just got to, if you want people to know something about your business, you've got to tell them, even if it feels like you're bragging or or tooting your own horn a little bit. So in your about page, you can kind of tell the story of your business, tell why you got started, give them a glimpse into kind of the face behind the curtain, who it is that they're supporting when they're supporting, let them know the difference between your brand or your company and everybody else's, things like that. And another important thing is, as you're telling the story, and this can sound a little tricky, but when you're telling the story of your company, you are not the hero of the story of your company. Your customer is the hero of the story, because they should feel like the whole reason why you started your business, the whole reason why you're selling your products, the whole reason why you exist at all is to help them and to make their lives better. And I've said something along those lines so many times, but honestly, if that's the main thing that you take away from this, that's really good. If you leave this and just go, okay, in everything that I write, I need to make sure that my customer knows that I care about them, that I know what they're looking for, and that I'm giving that to them. It's going to be good for you. Anyway, what else was I going to say about that? Basically, you want to make sure that you're answering the question, what's in it for me? And I feel like I've been talking so fast this whole time. I should slow down a little bit. And you want to make sure that you answer the question of the problems that you solve with your boutique. So you may not, maybe it doesn't sound supernatural to say, I started my boutique to solve people's problems, but in a way you did. Because there are a lot of problems that clothing or jewelry, or if there's something else that you guys usually sell that I haven't been mentioning, like tell me that there's some other category. But there are a lot of problems that those things can solve. They can solve not knowing what to wear in the morning. They can solve not feeling confident in your own skin. They can solve, I don't know, lots of things. They can solve just like feeling beautiful. And so you want to make it clear that that is what your business does. You solve the customer's problems and therefore make their lives better. Cool. Raina asked, how long should product descriptions be? Again, this is going to depend a little bit on your business, but I have found I'll just like share with you one of my favorite kind of like formats to do a product description. So I will typically have like 1 to 3 sentences outlining the benefits. So if we were to use like the lavender bath bomb thing again, I might say something like, I might explain how it will make them feel more relaxed, to make them feel, make their bathrooms feel amazing. I don't know if I'd highlight that one. It's not like a super strong benefit. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe for your customers. And highlight how it'll make their skin feel more exfoliated. Then, after I've kind of like made this more tight, just a few sentence product description, I will make sure that I cover all the other things that I want them to know about the product, but not in a really wordy way. So I like to use bullet points. And maybe this is obvious, like maybe you've been using bullet points in your product descriptions for years. I don't know. But it's a really handy tool because it breaks up the text. Oh, I should talk about this too. It breaks up the text and just makes it easier to skim and still allows you to tell them important things. Because honestly, like maybe machine washable isn't the hugest selling point, or maybe like metal buttons isn't the hugest selling point, but you still want them to know that that's part of the product. You want them to know exactly what they're getting. And so maybe you have the first little part that says, kind of outlines the benefits that we talked about, or maybe a use case, and then outline all the other things that you'd like them to know. So that made me think of something else, because of course it did. The other thing is, overall, pretty much always, the shorter the better. If you can say something in one sentence, or you can say something in 4 paragraphs, you should say it in 1 sentence. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't like be conversational and be a little bit more long-winded when you want to, but you just want to make sure that if you can say something shorter, you do. Because another thing about us humans, and humans are going to be who is reading all of your things, is that we have short attention spans. So that means that if we have 2 different like pages, and one of them is split into like every line is like 1 or 2 lines, or every section is 1 or 2 lines long, and maybe it uses things like bullet points to break up the text. And then there's another one that's just a giant block of text. I will not read the giant block of text, unless I'm like super interested in it. But overall, people will not read a giant block of text, but they might skim something that's like concise, short, spread out, easy to read. And so, yeah, that's another nice thing to think about, because when you are writing longer things like home pages or about pages, things like that, even just hitting enter in the middle of a block of text this long could make a big difference. So, yeah, it seems like I can read comments, but they're just very like laggy. Oh dear, something's happened. Okay, so let's see. I think that is those are the main things that I really wanted you guys to know. So as a fellow female business owner who spends most of her days writing to sell, I just want to let you guys know that it can make a big difference. I know that as a business owner, you've got loads of things that are demanding your attention. You've got customers to respond to, you've got more inventory to buy, you've got a website to perfect, all of those things. And it's easy to just kind of go on autopilot when it comes to writing. Maybe just like copy and paste your suppliers' product descriptions, things like that. But it's worth giving your time to. And it's one of the parts of your business that if you invest your time or your money, if you prefer not to invest your time, but if you invest in it, it has the potential to pay off in a huge way. And honestly, like I've been, as a copywriter, as a full-time copywriter, I kind of get a unique insight into what bigger brands tend to spend on their content or their copy. So their sales writing and like their kind of blog writing, and they pay top dollar for it. So it like basically let that be a lesson to you that it's something that's important, and big brands are investing in it because big brands know how important it is. Yeah, so to answer Raina, this is my first time ever going live in my life. So no, I do not go live often, but it would make me feel really good if you told Supplied that you liked mine so much that you want me to come back. And then maybe I could just go deeper into like one type of piece, like maybe talk only about social media captions, something like that, instead of going all over the place and trying to tell you everything about writing in an hour. So, but with that being said, I mean, I think it's okay. Yeah, it's 3:31, so that means that time is kind of up. So yeah, in closing, feel free to, if you have any writing questions, feel free to DM me. You can also, I'll put my email in the comments. Yeah, my email's there. Feel free to ask me questions you have. I'm all about supporting you guys. By the way, if you want to see more of my work, you can read the Supplied blog. That's part of what I do, along with work with a lot of different clients. Thanks for being a fan, Raina. I'm a fan of yours. And yep, that's it. You can also, you could also follow me on Instagram. It's not like I talk about, writing stuff or anything, but we can just be friends. So yeah, I guess that's all I've got. So if you take away nothing else, just remember to know your audience, talk to your customer, tell them about how your things will make their lives better, and help them envision what their life would be like with your products. And that's it. Okay, thanks guys. You're awesome. Thanks for listening. And I'll talk to you guys another time maybe. Bye.